Hey everyone, Rachel back with you. I hope y'all are doing absolutely amazing. Hey, for starters, I want to apologize for getting this video out a little later than I wanted. I'm trying to get all my videos out on Monday morning, but it is now Monday evening, and I'm just now recording. But, hear me out here. We had a good-sized tornado literally hit on my road. And this good-sized tornado knocked power out in my neighborhood for a good 6 days. So I had no hot water, I had no AC, I had no kitchen, I had no nothing. So I'm a little behind, so bear with me. But with that said, I'm extremely excited about today's video. One of my subscribers gave me the idea for this video that honestly was something I never thought about. It's extremely important, but I never thought about it. So I want to thank that subscriber for giving us today's video because, hey, this one's on you, baby. So the topic of today's video is transitioning when you don't have a support system. Now, I actually can speak on this one pretty well because when I started my transition, I was new to this state. I was from 9 hours away and moved to a new state. I had just gotten divorced. I was the first LGBT person in my family. So I didn't have any local friends. I didn't have a partner to support me. My family wasn't all that supportive because they just did not know how to support me. Because this was all new to them too. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But I'm here and, better than ever. So let me talk to you about my experience. So the first thing I'm going to tell you, having a support system when you transition is of the utmost importance. When you transition, you are essentially forcing your body to go through puberty. And I don't care if you're, 11, 12, 13 years old going through puberty, or you're 40, 45, 50 going through, a second puberty. It's a scary process. There's a lot going on physically. There's a lot going on mentally and emotionally. And it can be scary, and it can be overwhelming. I know when I started my transition, I was a month away from my 29th birthday. So I was 29, I was 30, going through puberty. And the mental mess, the hormonal mess that I was, I needed a support system to help me process that. Now I mentioned I didn't really have one. So how did I deal? Let's talk about it. So how I dealt with not having a support system was I found one. That's the trick. You gotta find one. For me, it started off on things like social media. It started off on the Reddit sphere. You go on Reddit, there's so many different trans subreddits. Some are more helpful and effective than others. Some aren't. But it's all part of the process. If you need just that positive affirmation, there's trans positive. If you're needing questions answered, there's Ask Trans. If you're needing, hey, be real with me, how do I look? There's Trans Passing. There's so many different trans subreddits to help you with what you're needing. On top of that, there's Facebook groups. There's one for my local community here in the conservative state of Kentucky. There's one for my home state of Iowa that, again, is a very conservative state. Now, if you're from a state like California that's more liberal, I don't even want to imagine how many there are for that state, you know what I mean? But on top of it, there's also some that are more nationwide, worldwide. I'm a part of a trans support group for people 30 and older on Facebook. And it's nice because it's people that are in my age group, that are, working people, that have careers, and the everyday struggles of that, which kind of resonates with me because I live that life, you know what I mean? I work a full-time job along with my transition, and sometimes I need someone to go to with a, how do I deal with this situation at work type thing, you know what I mean? On top of that, I've met some of my best friends through Instagram. Instagram has a rather large trans community. And I've met some of my absolute closest best friends that I talk with on a daily basis on Instagram. So if you use social media, don't be afraid to use that as a tool to build that support system and build that community. The person who gave me the suggestion for this video, you reached out to me on YouTube. So you're obviously somewhat savvy in like a social media type aspect. And that would be my biggest suggestion for you, would be utilizing that savviness to find that online community if you don't have one in your everyday life. Now, on top of that, we mentioned everyday life. You can find a support system in your everyday life, whether that's through an LGBT-centric club, whether that's through just literally downtown at your local gay bar, downtown at your local drag show. If that's your scene, it's not mine, but hey, I'm not gonna judge. We're all adults here. But also, your local PFLAG chapter. If you're in a very accepting church, your church may have a community for you in that regard. For me, my live in-person support system started off at work. Like I said, I was new to the area, and I started working at AT&T. And at AT&T, I met some people who were super duper accepting. And I may have told them, hey, I'm trans. I'm actually medically transitioning, like right now, before I even socially transitioned. And along with that, like, they helped me in the process. They knew how to look out for situations where I was getting overly stressed, overly emotional, and kind of help. They knew what was going on, so they were able to kind of help me through. Along with it, they were able to kind of test the waters for me, with me, basically lessening the blow for when I did socially transition at work. So having that, having that support system at work was massive for me. And for my coworkers, if they ever see this, for my coworkers, Emily, Sarah, Elijah, Lamont, Cord, Chris, like, I know what y'all did for me. Brittany, cannot forget to mention Brittany. I know what y'all did for me, how much y'all did for me, and I absolutely love you for that. So yeah, that's as far as like building that in-person support. That'd be my suggestion. Another big big thing I'm going to tell you though, as far as building a support system, it starts here. Building that support system, find yourself a good doctor and a good therapist. That's what I'm going to tell you. Going through puberty, like we are, there's a lot that goes on. Again, there's a lot that goes on physically. There's a lot that goes on emotionally. And a lot of times, you need someone to just kind of sit there and listen, unbiased, to talk through that with. For me, one of the first things I did when I started my transition was going to therapy. I actually didn't start therapy until after I started medically transitioning, but I just kind of needed help processing everything. And so I found a therapist. And guess what? It's 4 years later, and I still have a therapist. Not the same one, but I still have a therapist. Why? Because it's that darn important. Just to have someone there unbiased to listen. If you want them to give advice, ask for advice. But I think that's where the support starts, is having someone just to kind of help you process your thoughts, even if it's just getting things off your chest. So I guess that's my recommendation for you. If you are transitioning without a support system, you need to find one. That could be online through Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. That could be in person, through like a local LGBT community, through like a PFLAG chapter, something like that. But the biggest thing is make sure that you have a good medical support system around you, a good doctor, a good therapist, because that's what all this is predicated on. If you don't have that, you're going to struggle in your transition, at least in my opinion. So make sure that you have that. Y'all, I've said it before, I'll say it again. My Instagram is in the comment section of this video. That's where I do most of my work, is Instagram. So if you're struggling and you just kind of need to get it out, you can message me. I can't respond to everybody. I get hundreds, if not thousands, of DMs a day. But I want to be the best support system that I can. So don't hesitate to reach out to me, because I'm here for y'all. Absolutely loved the topic today. So for the person who sent that comment in, I really, really appreciate you, because this is a very important topic that I never would have thought of if not for you. That being said, I still need y'all's help. I have a good idea for a couple topics over the next couple weeks, but I would love more suggestions. So please feel free to reach out, give me those suggestions. I definitely do read them, and this video here is proof of it. So, that being said, I'm gonna sign off. I have got a 4th of July to enjoy, so I'm gonna leave you here. But my friends, until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.